Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, I was able to get all the drivetrain in the red Hellcat Magnum, and she is very close to firing up for the very first time, and I cannot wait to hear what she's gonna sound like, but I am still waiting on some parts from Dodge, and those should be coming later today. So fingers crossed, hopefully everything comes and we could hear what she's gonna sound like. Also, if you're new to the channel and haven't seen this build yet, there is a link up in the corner. Go check it out. I'll also put a link to my blue Hellcat Magnum or Charger Hellcat Magnum, whatever you want to call it. Go check them out. There's a full build series on both of them. But let's get to work and get her finally back on the ground and ready to rip. The first thing I'm going to install is a one-piece aluminum drive shaft, but if you're in the UK or Europe, it's going to be aluminium. So we're going to get this installed. And the reason I put one-piece drive shafts and everything is because manufacturers don't correctly make two-piece drive shafts anymore. The purpose of a two-piece drive shaft is usually you would have the front section that stays in the transmission, and then the rear section would unbolt. So then if you're gonna tow your car on a dolly or flat tow it, you can unbolt the rear section, so then it's not gonna grenade your diff, your transmission, or your engine. Nowadays, manufacturers have them so you can't do that. So there's no reason for cars to even have two-piece drive shafts anymore. So let's get this in the car. So usually these things go in pretty easily. You just kind of bolt them in and what's really going on here? Yeah, that is not gonna work. It's like, it's way too long. Okay, this is interesting.
This is fine.
So after getting off the phone with this company, they pretty much told me to do kick rocks is pretty much what it comes down to. They told me I could sell this drive shaft. I'm guessing this is a scat pack drive shaft. I ordered this originally for the blue Hellcat Magnum because in the beginning I really wasn't sure if I was going to do all-wheel drive. So I've had this for, I don't know, a little over 3 years. I never ended up using it, pulled it out of the box to ship my old drive shaft from that silver Hellcat because I sold it on eBay. I needed a box. I wish I wouldn't have done that because my invoice was attached to that box. So then I had no clue when I bought it or any of that stuff. Pretty much, I guess, my fault because I didn't save the invoice, but it's, you know, I ordered it for a Hellcat. I've only done stuff with Hellcats. And I don't think this is a scat pack drive shaft. So unfortunately, I don't have a scat pack to test it on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reach out to the guy that made the drive shaft for the blue Hellcat Magnum. The company's name is Wiles, and when I got that drive shaft, I was nothing but amazed. This company, I've been buying their drive shafts since, I don't know, since 2006. I had one in my 240, and I have like 6 or 8 other ones just sitting for other projects. I have a VK56 one, I have a VG in a 240, I have a carbon fiber one for an LS. I mean, I have a ton of their drive shafts, and the quality seems like it's not as great anymore. So I'm not going to be using the drive shaft shop anymore, but not really saying anything bad about them, but we're gonna kind of compare them once the other one comes to this one.
1 week later.
I now have the new drive shaft, and it came pretty quickly. So I talked to Wiles Monday, and this got here today, which is Friday. He made it from scratch and delivered it in under a week. That is crazy fast. And he doesn't even know I have a YouTube channel. So it's not like one of those deals where he's helping me out because he knows I'm a YouTuber. He just makes really good drive shafts. So let's open this thing, and it's pretty light. I love aluminum drive shafts. They're strong, light, way better than carbon fiber. If you think about getting carbon fiber one, I'd recommend not doing it. But yeah, let's open this bad boy. All right, it's all nice and wrapped up, really nicely wrapped. The other drive shaft, it wasn't wrapped this nice. It was in a square box. The box was stuck together. It wasn't damaged. I don't think it was damaged. I haven't driven it, so who knows? Ooh, got bolts. This is already looking a lot better. And the reason I like these drive shafts so much is he uses all Sonax U-joints. So, and it's all billet aluminum. It is going to handle whatever power you're going to throw at it. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look how nice this thing is. And these are like $600 cheaper. I think it's like $600 cheaper than a Driveshaft shop drive shaft. Because the Driveshaft one I bought, I think it was like, after shipping and taxes, everything, it was like, I think like almost $1,900. Cheaper. Better. Nicer. It's like that song, that techno song. Hooey! This bad boy right here, check this out. I need to get the sticker off. And the invoice is on the Driveshaft. It's nice. Another thing I talked to him about was on the Driveshaft shop Driveshaft, they have this sort of style slip, but it's a CV. So it doesn't have that much misalignment built into it. So on this one, he was telling me that people were saying on hard decel that their drive shafts were binding because of some reason. So he made it so this spline has more than enough play in it to be able to not have any of those issues anymore. And this thing looks killer. I mean, just the quality. Let's compare them. So this is just a comparison between the two. You can see the Wiles drive shaft, nice and beefy. Look at these CVs. Look at that. In comparison to this, which one would you rather have in your 1,000 horsepower Hellcat or 1,500 horsepower Hellcat? I would definitely want this over this little weak thing. Compare these. So this CV right here, that's bottomed out right there. And it only comes out that much right here. So you don't have very much play on the Driveshaft shop CV. And CVs don't handle power as well as these U-joints right here. Plus these U-joints, they're super beefy, all billet aluminum. And then look how much misalignment you have built into this. It's kind of hard to pull it, but look at that. And then it doesn't have this CV thing that goes into the into the diff or the transmission, so it's a lot easier to slip in. This is all by Sonax too. So this is all Sonax parts. Backside, you have another Sonax U-joint that's super beefy compared to this CV that has no play at all. It doesn't move in or out. So I would recommend hitting up Wiles if you need a Hellcat drive shaft. He has Trackhawk drive shafts that are the same. I think they're actually a little bit beefier and they work perfectly. Plus this one looks like it's a little bit, why does this one look a little bit bigger than this one? Maybe it's just the angle? I don't know. But yeah, let's get the Wiles drive shaft up in a car. Everything fits, drive shaft is in, and I love the backside that has this setup right here. This is so nice because then it slips, and he says it has quite a bit of misalignment. So if anybody is having any issues with their drive shafts binding up or bottoming out is what he was saying, I would try Wiles because this thing isn't going to have any issues for a very long time. If you're interested, there's all the information right there. The plan was to get the Hellcat Magnum running and driving in this episode, but unfortunately I ran into a bunch of roadblocks. Luckily enough, I was able to get the Driveshaft situation resolved. Unfortunately, it seems like Dodge is having a bunch of issues with their parts and their system, so it seems like the parts that were supposed to be here at the beginning of the week now have an unknown ETA, which kind of sucks. So I was going to be getting the dash, both airbags, the clock spring, the fuel line, the overflow, and a brake booster line. And now it shows, well, there's no ETA because their system doesn't show ETA. So hopefully by the end of the week, I will know what the ETA is going to be, or maybe it was just a glitch and maybe they'll be getting it sometime this week. It was supposed to be here Monday and it wasn't here Friday. So luckily enough, we have a good drive shaft and everything is ready to go. I have the front bumper on, she's looking good. Just need the last few parts to finally get her on the ground running and driving. And once all that stuff is here, I have no doubts that she will be a ripper. So I'm gonna end the video here. I really wanted to start her up and drive her in this episode, but I should be getting an exhaust by the end of next week, hopefully. So we'll be putting the exhaust on there, and I might actually end up putting long tube headers on here. So I accidentally left the cats listed on eBay and then somebody bought them. So now I don't have a set of cats. So I might just be putting long tubes on the car with a new MagnaFlow exhaust. And I cannot wait to hear what she's gonna sound like, because she'll sound a lot different than the Blue Charger wagon. So, because I made most of that exhaust, I kind of hacked together a MagnaFlow exhaust that they sent me. And I wasn't really supposed to do it, but it wouldn't fit around the all-wheel drive system. I think it sounds really good, but it's gonna sound different because MagnaFlow has everything kind of dialed in on their harmonics with their exhausts. So I kind of probably screwed some stuff up, but it still sounds good. And we'll get this thing finally on the ground running and driving once the parts come from Dodge. And I have a bunch of other parts ordered for the front end. I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below, share this video with a friend. As always, see you guys next time.